So it's time for the first half of the games with my Stonescar Aggro deck. Let's hop into a queue. Currently still in top 10 ranked, I think 7th is where I left it yesterday. This is a pretty good opening hand, gonna keep that. Both colors and a slew of 1-drops, a 2-drop and a removal is pretty perfect. Get to go the powerful triple 1-drop opener into removal backup, which is really nice. Let's attack. It's actually a consideration to play a 2-drop here, just because if we draw a power, we can go 1-drop removal or 1-drop 2-drop next turn, while if we play the 2 1-drops, we can only play 1 spell next turn, even if we draw a power. So our opponent is Time and played Seek, so he might be something like a big Combre or 4 faction control or something with the new Find a Way. So it's kind of tough, but I think I'll just opt for the more explosive start, since if we draw a Seed of Chaos, for example, we couldn't even like have 3 power anyway, even though we draw a power. So it might just be better, especially if he's like some slower control deck, to just go kind of all in here. Let's hope he's not 4 faction control and has a Lightning Storm, since I kind of want to get the Warcry train going here. I mean, I could consider trying playing around Lightning Storm with this, but we by this point don't even know if he plays Lightning Storm, and if he doesn't, Outlaw is so much better. Seems like he's big Combre, which is fine. We are basically in a position now where we can just ship. It was actually bad to play this pre-combat. It was sloppy on my part because we take 1 damage. Should have waited. Unnecessary 1 damage to us. Not gonna matter in that matchup, but still just sloppy to take 1 damage for no reason. As usual, I'm gonna record 3 games and do another video with 3 more games tomorrow. I'm currently trying to like spread out the videos a bit to give people more time to watch them one by one, rather than throwing like 3 videos at once at them with more than an hour of content, to see how it's going. Also let me know in the comments how you like it, if you rather like to get these series over like 3 days, or if you prefer to get them all at once, the deck tech and the 2 game videos in one swoop. We're kind of in a position where attacking gets really problematic. That's really frustrating, especially given that he's close to harsh rule territory. I mean, we get to Warcry if we attack here and lose these guys, so that might be a consideration. I think actually it's still best to attack, since we deal 5 damage and lose the 2 guys but get to Warcry and get like a really big unit next turn. Since we don't really have much chance at like getting through these any better anytime soon, since Queen still won't help them. Interesting block, but I'll take it. But yeah, here you can see why I split the removal. Now the 2 Annihilates are already lackluster, and if the other 2 Suffocates would also be Annihilate, that would be even worse. Basically, usually drawing 1 Annihilate and 1 Suffocate is fine in almost every matchup, but drawing 2 Suffocate, or especially 2 Annihilate, in a lot of matchups can be really problematic, because the second copy often is dead. So I rather usually draw 1 of each than 2 of a single one of them, which is why I split them 2 and 2. There's a Seed, some damage to the opponent's face. I wonder when we get our Warcry unit, should be a monster. I think it got like 5 Warcry triggers, if I'm not mistaken. It's weird that he... Oh yeah, he couldn't do that in response to our removal. But yeah, people are just like way too reactive with their ambush stuff and silences for like no reason. I mean, instead of just waiting... Ah, there's our monster. That's fine. Let's hope he doesn't have Vanquish, and then we are actually in a decent spot. If he harsh rules there, that's also fine. So... Yeah, I think this is probably best. And then we simply only attack with this guy. Since the other... But yeah, as you can see here, this is exactly what I meant with queen. Like, now we have a queen. And she doesn't even do anything because all of our units still would die to what the opponent presents as blockers. And all it does basically is let Argent Port Instigator attack a bit better, which is really awkward. So yeah, I'm still not entirely sold on even the 2 queens that I'm running currently. Yeah, if he attacks like that, I'll easily double block. So he can't really attack. That is fine. Get rid of the flyer so he cannot like try and raise me. And I'll just attack, and if he tries to like gang block, I just annihilate the Titan and blow him out completely. Yep, he's going for it. Nice. Second annihilate to the rescue. Thanks for your board. And now we actually managed to win the game thanks to Warcry. And yeah, that's why I really like Outlaw so much. These Warcry triggers are just so good. Our random 10-10 2-drop is just winning us the game. Like, we play in 10-10s even though we were stuck on 3 for most of the game. That's just incredible. And now suddenly all of our stuff can attack again. And the opponent can only hope to draw Harsh Rule. Otherwise he's just dead. Combat trick here. Trade, and then has 1 draw step for Harsh Rule. And we also have recourse into red. Nice. Oh, I decayed down to 9th place. I was at 7th when I left last time around. Forest Journey. Alright, next opponent. That was quick. Alright. But yeah, as you saw, like, throwing away Warcry units is usually worth it, because having like that power, that strength and health concentrated in 1 unit against bigger blockers is usually better than having a bunch of small units scattered. This hand is kind of really good, but I'll probably try and keep it. I usually like mulligan any hand that doesn't have a 1-drop, but maybe it's just wrong to mulligan this hand, because basically going like Outlaw into Champion into Doom or multiple Instigators is just really good, especially if Champion is a guaranteed 4/4 on 3. So, given the combination that we are up against, I think Champion is fine. Like if we were up against green here, I would consider Argenport Pyro Knight because of Vanquish. But since we aren't, I'd rather play champion because Stonescar has no good answer to a 4-4 champion. Now we offer the trade. It doesn't trade, that's interesting. But fine. I guess he has the fire influence, that's kind of annoying. But good for us if he tries to like race back. Let's hope he doesn't have a Doom. And if he has Doom, then we draw some kind of answer. Okay. Going for the kill on our champion. Still in an okay racing position though. Wouldn't mind Shadow Influence. While that is not the shadow I was hoping for, so we could also drop the Pyro Knight. But still good. Because now the race is definitely in our favor. But yeah, given that he's probably burn, he can easily turn that into his favor with stuff like this. So I guess we have to block here like 11. Like even if we draw a burn spell, like we need to draw one of the two Flame Blasts or Queen to win here. So I kind of think we have to block. Which is awkward because the charge is really annoying. Let's just hope he gets flying on like the next unit he draws rather than charge, because otherwise we might have some serious trouble. And I mean, if the next thing he draws is a Reaper, there's not much we can do because it already has flying, so it automatically gets charged. Not in a great spot right now. Like if he has Reaper here or something, or Obliterate, we're in a pretty bad spot. Not to say we're just dead. Yep. That's that. The burn matchup is actually a bit awkward because their removal allows them to slow us down and gain some tempo on our 2-drops and stuff. That's like basically the thing that I explained in the tempo video. This deck against burn is basically burn going slightly bigger than us. They just play less 1-drops and less 2-drops. Some more cheap removal to make up for the tempo loss, while at the same time having a more powerful top end because their curve's just slightly higher with a bunch of powerful 5 power cards. Once again, gonna keep this hand. Give it a shot. Yep. It's also important to like think about how you sequence your power with Diplomatic Seal and cards like Champion in the deck. So the question here now basically is, do I want a guaranteed 4/4 Champion on 3? Or do I want to increase the chance of getting my champions to 5/5? And I am inclined to just make it a guaranteed 4/4 here, given that we have 2 and I just kind of want to curve out. I mean, there's an argument to be made to just drop it for Shadow here, because we also have 2 counters, which we want to fix, but I just want my champions to be 4/4. If I don't draw like another power for a while, I would like want to kill myself with my champions being 3/3 with 2 and 2 on influence. So that's definitely relevant. Yeah, can't really block that. That's when the second seal is really annoying, but not much you can do about it. But yeah, it's very possible that 2 seal is better than 3 in this, but I'm pretty sure that at least 2 is correct, especially with 12 1-drops and the 1-drops being different faction combination. That is a great trade for me, I think. I happily take that. Plus now I can consider blocking. Like, the question is, I mean, Unnersley is a pretty good player, so I think he would attack here even if he doesn't have anything anymore, because he thinks that if he attacks I have to respect it, and it's just too bad for me to lose my champion to whatever he may have. But I can't really block. I also lose to oh no, he can't cast Fury. I mean, he already used one of each. Then again, if he doesn't have anything, I think... Nah, I don't block. I think if he doesn't have a Vanquish, this is just like a pretty big deal here. But yeah, it's a pretty close call, for sure. Since, like, if I was him, I would attack there no matter what. Especially after I didn't block once. Even after showing me the finest hour. You basically like have to attack here, especially if you are behind and don't have like a Vanquish or silence. And stuck on 3. Also the fact that he's stuck on 3 makes it more likely that he has another finest hour or something. But we'll see. I mean, if that's all he had, that was actually fine to block, because trading this and this against my champion is a pretty fine trade. All in all, my record against Rakano is really good. I think I'm like 27-14 or something against Rakano with the deck. But this is like a pretty close game, partially due to him being stuck on 3, not on 2. So he has enough power to do most of his things without like being short on resources, and him playing pretty well, like aggressively attacking into my champion when I have no way of punishing anything. Like, if I have a power up there, he would probably not attack as aggressively, because then I can block, and if he torches pre-damage or finest hours, I can just torch his guy and 2-for-1 him. But as long as I'm basically all depleted, he can freely bluff attack into me. Ooh, that was a nice top deck. So the question now becomes... I mean, if he has Fury or Blading, I'm basically dead. But I think I'm like dead even if I leave a blocker back. And most other things don't kill me. There's an argument to be made to just... I mean, I definitely attack with this guy. Question is if I stay home with this guy, because if I stay home with this guy, I still don't lose to something like another hammer. Or like... I think hammer is like the only thing. Since I can't beat a Fury. Makes me worse against Vanquish though. It's kind of judgment call. To be fair, he has to draw Vanquish. He might have another hammer in hand the entire time because he couldn't use it. I think I'll try it like that. I mean, if he has Blade or Fury, I just die. There's nothing I can do. Also, to be fair, I know his current list because I worked on it with him and convinced him that running 1,000,000 5-drops and less than 28 power is not a good plan, and you should probably be on at least 28 power. Guess I mean, like, that's the spot where I get punished for not attacking with the queen. Good thing is now I can attack, make him go to 1 and lose his paladin. Or not. I guess he can block like this and just try to buy himself another draw step and then lose the game if he doesn't get there. Or he has a torch or finest hour. No, he doesn't. He just wants to buy himself another turn to get to 5th power for the plate he might be holding. Or to Fury or Vanquish. Which is probably better because if he trades here with his paladin, then he has no... he sets himself back a bit, but a lot. But it's a close call because all I have left is like 1 Bandit Queen, which trades with his glory, so we both kind of have nothing. So it's a very close call between like putting us both in like a top deckish kind of war, or trying to like play to your outs and win next game. Alright, 2-1. Close game in a good matchup. Rakano often goes a lot easier than this, but this was a really interesting, really close game with some great plays. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. As usual, don't forget to subscribe and follow to not miss the following videos. See you tomorrow with the other half of the games. Thanks for watching.